Good morning, guys, and welcome back. Happy Friday. Today is your last day of this week, and we are going to finish out some notes we started yesterday. If you are with me right now, you should have already done your bell ringer check-in quiz. We're going to finish up number 2 today, which is your 10% rule notes. Then you'll do a little bit of practice and finish any unfinished work. All right? So if you will go back with me to page 6. We are looking at the bottom of page 6 where we drew that triangle yesterday. So we're going to make a couple notes before we get started, and then we will get to work inside our triangle. Bear with me as I try to not get too far away so that you can't see it, but also show you a lot at the same time. We're going to write over here in this empty space. First, let's go ahead and label this as an energy pyramid. An energy pyramid. All right, so over here, let's write only about, I'm going to use a different color because I need something to stand out, 10% of the energy in one trophic level passes on to the next level. Okay, this is key. 90% is lost to heat. 90%. Okay, that's kind of crazy. So let's get to work in our triangle here. So we're going to do some setup base work. On each level, you're going to draw a blank and put of available energy. Okay, we're going to do that all the way up. Blank of available energy. All right, that one looks a little crazy. All right, blank of available energy. I got a spot on my paper. It's not letting me write on. So we're going to work through this. Of course, we need to make a note that the sun is the source of all energy. Okay, the sun is the source of all energy. So, at this point, the sun has given its energy to this level, which is going to represent our producers. Okay, so this is 100% of the available energy. 100%. For it to move to the next level, we know, because we wrote it up here in the corner, right, that only 90% is lost, meaning 10% moves on. So we're going to write 90% lost. So of that 100%, we only have 10% that moves on. So let's put 10% of available energy remains. Okay, and this box is our primary consumers. Primary consumers there. All right. So in that level, when those primary consumers get eaten, 90% of energy is lost again to heat. So you only have 10% of 10%, which is 1% of energy moves on. So the secondary consumers get 1% of that available energy because that is all that's left for them. Of that 1%, 90% is lost to heat. Okay, this is where you can brag to your math teacher today that you did math and science because we're into fractions. Okay, so we know that 10% moves on to the next level. So 10% of 1% is going to be 0.1% of available energy comes to this next level. So those tertiary level consumers get only 0.1%, which is pretty crazy. Again, in that level, you're going to lose 90% to heat. So what moves on? In your last box up here, this is where you're going to find yourself with your decomposers. Okay? Decomposers are going to take care of whatever's left from this point. So that 10% that moves on. So you are going to end up with 0.01%. 0.01%. And as always, you lose 90% to heat. Okay, so what they have left to give that goes back and is recycled is a very, very small percentage. Something we do need to make note of is going to be over here on the side. We're actually going to draw an arrow down the side of our energy pyramid. Okay, and we're going to point a couple of things out. So it's really important that you know that up at the top of your energy pyramid, this is where the least amount of energy exists. The least amount of energy. Okay, which means down here where it's bigger is your most energy. Likewise, and this is a very good thing, down here where you have the most energy, this is your largest population. So you definitely see more plants. Okay, that's the bottom of your pyramid, those producers. You see more plants than anything. Okay, if you looked out your window and you saw as much or as many earthworms as you see green plants outside, then that would be a terrifying world. There would be so many decomposers, and there's not that much energy available to them. So this is where you have your smallest population. And that's kind of the wonderful thing about an ecosystem, is that the way things are broken down and the way an ecosystem is populated works perfectly in sync with the amount of energy that is available to each type of consumer and each trophic level in that ecosystem. And if the balance shifts, that's where you have a failure within an ecosystem, and plants and animals start to die because there's not that perfect balance that they need to survive. Okay, hopefully looking at this energy pyramid makes your trophic levels click a little bit more with you and make a little bit more sense. Again, we will continue working on these next week, and we'll do some review together then. But I hope this was pretty clarifying for you, and you are going to move into your next activity. All right, guys. I will see you next week.